Welcome to another episode of the musical Mass of Chairs. Wait, wow. Wow.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This is
Christopher.
This is I'm not editing this out.
No.
This is staying. This is absolutely staying.
This is gold.
This is gold. Oh my god. Okay. Welcome to the musical Chairs of Massachusetts. There we go. Thank you, brain. It's hard being a person.
There you are, just personing like the rest of us.
I do people good. So, welcome to another episode of the Musical Chairs of Massachusetts. I'm your host, the Chris Guerra, and I am joined here by my giggly talented Nikki Cross.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a good time with this, because I certainly am.
Oh my God. I swear to God, I'm a professional. Maybe. So, where do I go from here? This is bad. This is so bad. You know what? I'm not cutting any of this off.
No.
Okay. So, if you aren't already following us, please like us, share us, subscribe us, stalk us, and all the socials. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple AirPods. Wow, I'm just it's a circus show. Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and
That you can listen to
through
your AirPods.
Can you imagine if people are actually like listening to us? Like, this is just. I'm sorry,
But they are.
they are listening to us. I know at this point because it's episode 9. We have hundreds of thousands of followers. I can only imagine. So for a studio first.
We had a lot of studio firsts today.
I know. What are we gonna do for season 2? We're like burning through all our firsts.
We are. We're running out of material real quick.
Right. Like I think for season 2 we're gonna have to get like rodeo clowns in the background.
Pyrotechnics.
Yeah. But yeah. So for a studio first, we have our first band. Not just one musician, but like more than one.
Yeah.
Some might even say 3.
Yeah.
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 So
3.5 actually.
3.5. Oh, you're absolutely right. Let's not give away the whole show though. But yes, you're absolutely right. You'll have to stay tuned to see what that cryptic message means. But let me tell you that a half just made the whole show.
Oh, you should know.
But seriously, no, it was such a great, and I think you're gonna find too with this episode, definitely does not follow our script, which is fine. You know,
We don't have a script.
I know we don't have a script, but seriously, it's fun.
It's off the cuff.
It's off the cuff, and that's why I love about the thing that we're doing is that sometimes we go off the cuff, and it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to follow a format.
What's a format?
There's no rules. They're more like guidelines.
Even that's debatable.
Right? So I hope you guys enjoy this episode. These guys, I'm telling you, they like to touch upon subjects that have become taboo. Like, you just don't talk about them. We're talking about like religion, and we're talking about, oh my gosh, the state of the country, and just COVID, and just so many things. So it's a great episode. Hopefully the algorithms don't
alligators.
The alligators. That's a really hard word to say.
Algorithm.
You know what happens is is that you think about the word, and then it just makes it even that much more harder. Like, I'm like, algorithm.
It's like when you're trying to spell something and it doesn't look right because you've been looking at it too long. And yeah.
So algorithm. What's happening? I think I'm just stuck. Anyways, the social media system will be like, nope, we can't share this because they talk about touchy subjects. But you know what? We do what we want.
Do what I want.
I do what I want. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, but I can't tell you how much fun we had
I
Oh my
had so much fun
Oh
with
my
these
God.
guys. And again, this is cryptic, and you're going to have to sit through this whole thing and find out why.
It literally isn't until the very maybe end.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
Guess you're going to have to sit around and find out.
You're gonna have to sit around and find out. But yeah, no, I knew. I'm telling you, these guys are great. Route 2 Revolution is in the house, and yeah, guys, you want to stick around for this one? It's great. Anyways, and so Nikki,
Christopher. Can't do this fast enough.
I know, right? I'm getting seasick. Oh my God. Yeah. So I'm telling you, you had fun with this one.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's great.
And there might be an Easter egg if you follow us on Facebook.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's, by the time this airs, Easter will be over. But right now, Easter's coming right up.
Mm.
And so Easter eggs are delicious.
Especially the Cadbury ones.
Oh my God. And then those and the Reese's peanut butter.
The Reese's ones look like poop, though.
Yeah, but they don't taste like poop.
No.
They taste like peanut butter.
They look like little poop logs, though.
They do. Oh, well, are you talking about the ones, the flat ones?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the egg-shaped ones. Have you tried those?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They all taste equally delicious.
Yes, but I mean, they're the same shape as the Cadbury's.
Yeah. They have the Oreo ones, too.
What? Shut the front door. Oreo?
Oreo.
Wow. What do they think of next? I'm telling you.
Twix.
Oh.
Well, they have Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
They have fruit punch Peeps, and
Yeah.
I am not a fan of Peeps, but I mean,
I'm not.
I did see a recipe though. Somebody made brownies and they put the Peeps on top, and then it like melted across the top, and that
cool.
actually looked pretty good.
That's cool.
And Peeps, if you're making a s'mores,
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
See the psychopath in me loves putting the Peeps in the microwave and watching them explode.
Yeah, but the anxiety-riddled person in me is like, shit, I gotta clean that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I just don't clean mine.
And that's why I don't potluck.
Yeah. So, guys, again, you're in for a treat. This is absolutely was a fantastic show. I'm talking about it in past tense because even though this intro is in the prior to the past tense, I'm confused.
It's still pretty intense, like camping intense.
It's like, oh, there we go. Yes, it is. So we hope you guys enjoy this one. You definitely want to listen throughout the whole thing. And we got ourselves a new rock star, I think.
Stick around and find out. Today we are joined by Marcus, Eric, and Chris, known as Route 2 Revolution. They are known not only for their originals, but for bringing relevant topics to their music, such as corona and phone addictions, but also spreading the message of liberty and love through music. You can find them not only at protests and rallies, but at local taverns and breweries around central Massachusetts. Welcome to the show, Route 2 Revolution.
Yeah, that's an audience that we keep out back locked up in a trailer. We let them out once in a while, but budget cuts, so we have to keep them locked. Thank you guys. This is terrific. Viva la revolution! And out of all the routes, Route 2 is the most revolutionary. Oh my God! Well, so hey, guys, come! I mean, this is awesome. I am so excited to have you in the studio, and you are our first. You're popping our band cherry. Yes, let's make this.
First, make it a good one.
Let's make this uncomfortable for everybody. But no, but I know. But seriously, guys, thank you for coming in. And so normally when we do our show, we will ask the individual musician a lot of questions, but there's 3 of you. So we're just going to wing it and see where it goes. But guys, first off, I have to ask, how'd you all come together? How'd you guys meet each other?
Well, we've been good friends for, say, almost 30 years.
92.
Well,
Yeah. I knew
Yeah.
Chris maybe, we went to high school together. He's a year younger than me, so so I knew him throughout high school until a little later on in high school. Then we started, we worked out the same gym together, so we were kind of neighbors, so we hung out a little bit more.
And then they came to a party, I think, of ours with me and my other friend, Carrie. And thus began 30-plus year friendship. And we all kind of like enjoyed music, and we all kind of started picking up instruments around the same time.
Wow.
And, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Marcus started, well, I think we all started playing guitar first.
Yeah.
And then we're like, there's too many guitars.
Well, actually, I started playing bass first.
Oh, right,
Uh-huh.
right. And then we all bought guitars.
Yeah, I was a guitarist.
It was too many guitars. So I ended up begging in pots and pans.
That's
You know,
cool.
like, you have rhythm by bongos. So
Nice. Well, I absolutely love it. I mean, I've seen you guys perform out live out there in the real world, and you guys put on a great show. I'm telling you. Yeah, you get the crowd worked up. Marcus, you were out there doing a songwriters contest not too long ago, or at the Brew Barn. Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting for sure to see all the other songwriters out there come together. And
Yeah. I know we have the Morgan Elise coming in.
oh, right.
2 weeks.
Next weekend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the calendar moves.
Yeah, it does.
She's got a sweet voice.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, but no, that's great. And then now when you guys are out there performing, do you have like a circuit that you do, venues that you frequent, or is it kind of like all over the place?
Well, we've done, so in between, so we've been playing almost about 25 years together, me and Chris. And Eric came a few years ago, and we used to hit the open mic circuit like a lot, pretty heavy.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times a week. We try to find whatever open mic we could, and so we're always trying to build up material to gig out, and this felt like original songs were the way we were going to go. We were just most comfortable with, and I was writing a lot, and then eventually we produced an album, our first album. It was like 7 years ago or 8 years ago, and
longer than that. It was
Yeah.
like 10 years
I
ago.
think when you hit that point where you have enough material to play out, that's when you seek to get gigs. And
Right.
yeah, and so then we started just getting gigs after our first album. But getting gigs is not it's not our primary. It's just
Right.
I think writing good music.
So Marcus has traveled the world, and he's actually gone busking.
Oh yeah.
To,
Mhm.
like, pay for his trips. Like, he'll lose his bike and lose all his stuff, but
Oh,
set out his guitar and played a couple songs to make enough money to get to the next place and get a cup of coffee.
Wow.
Right. So like
Oh, that's cool.
So I
Yeah.
when I was in my late 20s, I bought some land up in Prince Edward Island in Canada, and I just built this small, very humble, small cabin, no electricity, just a wood stove, and I had my guitar and like some candles at night, and I would just write, and so I started building a collection of songs, and then I also like to travel, and like I felt like I found like this like glitch in the system where I could travel and sustain myself playing music, because I would see other people go out on street corners and play, and
Yeah.
see the guitar case filled with some money. I'm like, I can start doing that. And it was a great way to cut my teeth on just getting that practice and so like maybe 6 hours a day you're playing in one spot, and yeah,
Oh, man, that's sweet.
so it's Scotland and Ireland and Brazil.
Oh, wow.
different places like that.
Wow. I'm like, I need to learn how to play guitar.
That's a great way to travel. And you're saying it's true.
Wow, geez, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For years, if I'd hang out with Marcus, I had to be ready.
Yeah.
Like, have your drum. You never know if we're going to have a jam or...
Oh yeah, spontaneous jams.
Oh.
It's been so cool at a rally or it's something. Just grab the drum and the magic happens.
Oh yeah.
And I think if you as musicians sometimes you can get you just focus on this, like, just gigs and this and making. And there's so much other ways too of not only doing your music, but
Sure.
just getting everyone else kind of going too.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's awesome. And and thank you too, by the way, for the nice kind gift they gave me. Yeah, that's the latest album there.
Well, it's a compilation album called Anthems for the Resistance. So it's
Yeah.
kind of coming up to this new election cycle, and
Yep.
we have to say we're a politically independent band.
Sure.
We promote concepts of love and liberty.
That's
We
right.
kind of tend to call out those things that come against, and
Yeah.
So
And I love all that.
and you love all
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, music has always been a staple of political movements or just
Right.
conceptual movements, like through the '60s, like the anti-war movement. And
Yep.
Trying to kind of capture that.
That's cool. That's great. And then that's the thing. Like, music has influenced so much in our lives, in general, but then the influence it has on politics, on our culture, our society, it's tremendous. Although I will admit, I do miss the days of rock and roll bands, and I mean, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate. Taylor Swift is fine and all. Like, you Swifties, you guys are dedicated. Don't mess with the Swifties. Oh God, he's canceled.
Or the Beehive.
Or the Beehive. But give me some Jimi Hendrix. Give me some
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Aerosmith. But anyways, but I like all kinds of music, and you guys are definitely out there. You're touching on the subjects that a lot of other guys don't want to touch at all.
It's true.
And it's relevant, and it's stuff that people need to hear.
Yeah, and when I released my Free to Decide song, we played that earlier, and when I first put that to YouTube, they took it off and it went against community standards.
Oh my God.
What?
They did it. Oh yeah, no, they totally did. They said it goes against community standards, and it was just for a song. I can't imagine they banned a song, but during COVID, if you didn't fall in line exactly with everything,
You didn't obey.
Yeah.
and I just did not comply.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy to me because it's like, okay, against community standards, but what happened to the freedom of speech?
Oh yeah, there's some other stuff that's
Doesn't exist.
Some of the vulgar lyrics.
Yeah.
It's how does that not go against community?
Right.
Yeah. It's
When they're closing the churches down, and the name of safety, it's crazy.
It was crazy, right? And I remember that time too. And our church is like, no, we're not closing down. We're going to continue. And I was like, good. I'm like, I mean, if God is,
Now's the time to pray.
You know what?
yeah,
Our rights come from God.
That's right.
Yeah, it says in the Declaration, it says that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights.
right.
Amongst these are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. And that's what makes that document so special.
Yes,
The real
definitely.
slap in the face is that you can go to a liquor store.
Yep.
You can go get a joint at the weed store. But
Yeah,
You can't go to church.
yeah.
No, they closed the weed stores down. Those weren't open. It was just liquor stores.
Only the booze you can only get.
Believe me, I was protesting that.
Oh yeah. It's I know it's been just a crazy world, but I'm glad that you guys are out there and you guys are touching on these important subjects. I mean, has the response been good throughout the whole experience with?
Yeah,
With everyone?
I think we found our tribe, and we try to keep it politically independent. So we're not coming from the left or the right. And so during the Bush years, though, we also called out the neocons with the foreign wars and the Patriot Act. So we had a whole bunch of more left-leaning people supporting that when we sang songs called New Revolution, which our first album was about.
Yeah.
And and then it kind of shifted just more liberty-based stuff too that was going on at the time. And so we're trying to appeal, but you'll never make everyone happy.
No.
And if you
Yeah.
just try to make everyone happy and play it safe, I mean, what do you really,
You're not a taco.
Oh, gosh darn it, Nikki! Now I have to have tacos.
I'm sorry, Chris, you're not pizza.
I know. Well, that's a high bar. I don't know if I could ever become pizza.
I mean, there's no such thing as bad pizza.
Right. Exactly. No, that's great, guys. I absolutely love it. Why don't we dive right in? Why don't we give the audience a taste of some music?
All right, let's play Together We Can. And actually, that song is kind of about how our rights come from God.
Yeah.
From it.
Nice, perfect.
Together we can overcome all of our things. Together we can make disappear. Together we can expose the darkness and the lies. Together we can shine forth the light. When the world conspires to keep you down without a fight, just remember there's always darkness before the dawn in the morning light. So pray to God and be strong in the strength of His mind. Together we can do anything. Together we can make history. Together we can do anything. Together we can claim liberty. Together we can. Oh, together we can. Together we can. Together we can. Be united and free. Together we can make history. Together we can restore our God-given rights to the deep. Together we can claim liberty. And the world conspires to get down without a fight. Just remember it's always darkest before the dawn and morning light. So pray to God and be strong in the strength of His mind. Together we can do anything. Together we can make history. Together we can do anything. Together we can claim liberty. Together we can walk together we can. Together we can. Our rights come from God and not man. Amen. Our rights come from God and not man. Amen. Our rights come from God and not man. Amen. Amen. Walk together we can. Together we can.
Woo! Nice. Together we can.
Together we can.
That's right.
It's absolute truth.
Nice. Thank you, guys. That was awesome. I'm telling you guys, we are in for a treat today. Let me see. There we go. So, where were we? Where were we? Right. So, I am. This is why we need scripted questions. Like, oh my god, I'm sitting here, and there's a little guy behind the control panel, and then there's another guy that's like new, and the guy behind the control panel is like, yeah, I'm on a break, and the other guy's like, oh, what do I do? Oh my god. Anyways, what else? How do you guys come up with your lyrics? How do you like? Is it like it's a oh man.
For the most part,
Yeah.
it usually starts with the melody.
Sure.
And then the melody, and a lot of times it happens, it's strange. So if I have a melody in my head, and then if I'm in my workshop and
Yep.
I'm doing my woodworking, then words come to that melody.
Yeah.
You know, and it's strange. Just like this, it just comes from nowhere. You know, and it's like, oh yeah, that's good. I'll write it down on some way. And then doing
Nice.
more of like then the next line comes to the next line. And And it's usually like if I'm thinking about something, if something's going on in the world or in my life,
Right.
it's a great way to kind of just bring expression,
Yep.
with the music. And that's, then it kind of comes together. And a lot of times, sometimes I'll do the bridge and the chorus, and the verse might come later, or the verse, and then, sometimes it takes years for a song to come to completion.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes a song comes together real quick, and sometimes I'll take pieces of a song, put them together. So,
Yeah.
Frankensongs.
Frankensong. Frankincense and Frankensongs. No, that's awesome. It is actually really crazy how these, because I've just recently started diving into writing music, and I'm horrible at it. But the cat is brown. I'm leaving town. That's the sound. I don't know, but but seriously, and I actually had this experience recently where I'm coming up with these awesome lyrics, but they're not from me.
Right.
Like they're just coming out of the thin air. Like somebody's giving me these things,
Right.
and it's so it's cool to hear you confirm that's what happens. But no, that's amazing. Now, when you guys do craft a song, does it take you a while? Like, do you guys have like a practice place? And
Well, usually I'll say, hey guys, what do you guys think about this? And then I'll start playing it. And then usually, Chris right away will start just tinkering with it. And then it's amazing because something that's been in my head and that's something that I do on the guitar and thing. And then it comes to a whole different life when you add the percussion to it. And then also this becomes a song.
yeah. Hey, Chris, like, what is your range on percussions? Like, I see that you have the bongo. I see, and for we were just talking about this earlier. And for your audience, you guys can't see, but he also has a little tambourine attached.
He's got bells on his feet.
He's got bells on his feet. A little,
hold on.
Yeah. That's a show off the foot. That's so that they don't lose Chris.
That's right.
If he wanders, yes, if he wanders, they know where he is.
We
So,
want to hire a tambourine player, so it costs too much more.
I know. Inflation.
I'm not bad. Just thought I'd let you know.
Free. All right. Free.
Hey.
Backup vocals.
Yeah.
I can do that
Can you
too.
sing harmony?
I can do that too.
Thursday night practice.
the second you say free, all the hats just start piling on. That's so. Is it just? Do you do other percussion instruments?
So I started playing. Well, when I first started, I got some bongos.
Yeah.
Moved to congas.
Okay.
Then I got a djembe. Then I got a cajon. So anything I can make
I like
noise
that.
with my hands. I've always wanted to get those India drums, the tablas.
Yeah.
Well, what's really neat about that djembe is it has all the range.
Right. It's good. Like my favorite part about this drum is the.
Oh, look at that
Like, kind of got that bass.
bass.
So if you keep that going in timing and tempo and rhythm, it thickens it up.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll bring the congas to our gig, but they're really heavy.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work, and I'm getting older, and I'm like, I'm just gonna stick with the one.
Putting the size of the gig too.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best around. There's no
Oh,
doubt
absolutely.
about it.
Oh, no, I love that.
And he does he has a drum kit at his house at our jam spot.
Oh, nice.
That he got, and he's been playing drums for years, but he didn't have the courage to, but he's good. He's really good, and like one of those things where you just go, do it,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
gets.
We were actually at the studio. We were just at the studio because we were working on some new stuff too, and we were at the studio, and we threw him on the drum set. And first take, he nailed it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He nailed it.
And I thought the whole way. I'm like, I don't even have like a good. I have kind of a good friend of mine hooked me up with a used set, but you can only do so much with it.
Yeah.
I've never like felt my way through the song, and then they're like, "No, you're just gonna do it."
He's got
Yeah.
rhythm in his blood.
He did.
Yeah.
We believe in it. We believe in it
Yeah.
more than
He can do anything.
himself.
Yeah.
Together we can.
Together we
do
can.
anything.
And that's a good point. Is that we need that as a band? You guys kind of need to support each other and really have that belief that you can.
Oh yeah, and then like when Eric joined a few years ago, and Eric, he taught me some chords way back. But when he having 3 in it, he brings a new enthusiasm about it.
Yeah.
So it's great to have him aboard.
So if they screw up, hopefully I'm not screwing up, so it kind of blends it. And then when I screw up and they're playing, and they don't even hear my screw up, so that's good.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of a band. Like, you guys cover each other.
But they never screw up though. So
Yeah. Yeah, Eric, I can't help but just admire your bass that you got over there. Like,
except for I broke a knob off a couple weeks ago. I
oh
trumped it,
no.
but hence I needed your wrench.
Yeah. Well,
Zoom in on this bass real quick here.
Yeah.
A lot of time on the knobs, I think.
What's that?
It's too much time on the knobs.
Yeah.
Just knob around.
I picked it up a few years ago. I was originally a guitarist, and I was trained in guitar, and because everyone likes guitar, all the girls like the guitarist. So
That's right. It's true.
And I took lessons from a Berkeley bass professor, and I became friends with him at a bar. I worked at a bar, and he showed up. And, he was single, so he had a lot of free time late at night. So
Nice.
he'd do the open mics and stuff, and then he said, "Oh, come to my house in Hubbardston and bring $20 a coffee," and he gave me like a 3-hour lesson every time. So I learned a lot of guitar, and but then you got to practice a lot, and when life gets in the way, you don't get to practice as much. So during COVID, Chris lived next door to me, and that's when they started letting people play and hang out next to each other.
We didn't do it when they let us play.
Wow.
We were doing that sneakily, we're not supposed to be meeting. Let's play some music anyway.
Let's do it anyways.
So I hadn't practiced in a while, but I had an old bass that a friend of mine's father sold me before he passed away, and it was an old one.
Yeah.
That was a Franken bass. I don't even know what it was. I tried to find out what it was. I didn't know what it was. So I brought that over. I had it, and I got a bass amp. He said, "Go bring the bass over. I want to record a new song," which was Free to Decide.
Oh, okay.
He had somebody that was actually paying for some of our recording time for that song. So he's like, I need a bass line. I said, "Oh, come over, I'll try." And time of my life, I was like, you know what, I think I need to get back into music. So I went over and started playing. And I was like, yeah, great. Well, next Thursday, you come back over. And I brought my stuff back over again, and I'm like, this is great. And I don't have to practice as much like guitar would. And so having some theory, knowledge and theory helps me out to be able to play his music, because it's not traditional. His style of music is not traditional at all.
Right.
And I'm glad I know what he does. So it helps me, which makes it what makes it so unique, and you don't hear anything like this.
No.
What he writes, and you may have one musician who may sing a song similar to it, or another musician that has similar genre, but all the stuff he writes is just for the times, or like a lot of it's stuff he wrote 25, 30 years ago, and now it's coming to light where we're recording it now, or he's finishing it, and it's just amazing, like the range of musical songwriting talent he has, for sure.
I give all the glory to God.
there you go.
God gives us all gifts and all abilities.
Yeah.
So praise God. Thank you for the abilities He's given us all.
Yeah.
And we've been best friends, for a long, long time, and we kind of our same thought process. We have the same belief systems, and that's very important in a relationship. As everybody out there, we're in relationships and stuff, and it's tough to be on the same page with any relationship you're in. But I think musically we are on the same page. I'm just trying to fill in what I can do to help make his songs good. And
we're glad you're playing with us, brother.
That's awesome. So, and it's because of the material that you guys are choosing. It's so relevant nowadays. You just never know what's going to resonate with the audience. I mean, look at Oliver Anthony, the Richmond of
Oliver Anthony for president.
Yeah.
It's true. People are hungry. People are hungry.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
They are.
It's the algorithms and it's the mainstream media that kind of keeps everything in little boxes.
Right.
This is what you should care about. This and that.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Except for you, YouTube. You love us. You're gonna air this whole thing.
Yeah, they will. They will.
Otherwise, I'll come over. Otherwise, I'll send Nikki. I'll send Nikki, and she'll get you.
I'll kick you.
Oh, whoa.
I thought this was a family show.
This is PG-13. Gee, okay, well, anyways.
What about I'll kick your arms? What?
Yeah, what? Shut the front door. Why don't... I'm going to put Nikki on the spot. Nikki, do you have a question?
How did you come up with your name, Route 2 Revolution?
Ooh,
Good question.
ooh, good
That's
question.
a good question.
Nikki, I might have to start paying you.
Pass.
Well, Route 2 is famous.
Oh, yeah.
for
Everybody.
Everyone's most favorite
Paul
highway.
Revere, right?
Yes.
Paul Revere literally rode his horse down Route 2 saying the British are coming, the British are coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so Route 2, Massachusetts, New England, is the cradle of.
Right. Yeah. That's true. That's true. I forgot about that. So back then, there were people speeding on Route 2.
Right? Tavern to tavern.
Yeah, yeah.
Route 2 followed a path of taverns. I mean, there was
Right.
literally tavern to tavern. You go from tavern to the next tavern to the next tavern, all the way across the state. It actually goes all the way across America, Route 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you're right. I do. I remember seeing that on the map. What's cool is I have a little, my family has little ties to Route 2, the Donfro. Now, I know that's not my last name, but my biological father, Donfro, they used to have a Donfro's Brothers concrete company in Leominster, Route 13. And their company was the first company to lay down the cement for the Route 2 Monadnock Trail, that whole area.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's a little tidbit of a nugget of knowledge. That's cool. I absolutely love it. Like, Route 2 is a hot topic around here. So,
For one thing or another, yeah.
yeah. And I love it. I love what you guys are doing. I love the crafting of the name, but and then how it all plays in with the lyrics. It's, yeah. So I'm cheering for you guys. I'm hoping that one of your songs, like Oliver Anthony's songs, goes viral.
It could.
Yes. Yeah.
Those algorithms, that's what they want to let. Yeah.
We'll break the algorithm.
We will.
Then YouTube will be knocking down our doors to have us play on it.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Actually, a show in Australia just played my Divided Themes song. Yeah, it was on a podcast.
Oh,
A
nice.
collection of different people on. He asked if he could use my song too. So you just never know.
You never know.
In different areas, what's gonna go.
So that's why we have this pipe up here.
All right.
That we have our musicians sign because when you guys do go viral and become a huge, American hit, worldwide hit, whatever, we can take a sawzall to this pipe. I don't know what it goes to, but we'll take a sawzall out of the pipe and then just immortalize it.
Load bearing or not.
Right? Yeah, you're right. It's Chris, you can't do it. It's the sewer line. Like it's fine.
It's kind of
fine.
quick.
It's just kind of quick. Yeah, right.
I'll pay to fix it.
Yeah, we'll just put a trash bag over it. It's fine. That's great, guys. So, are you ready for another?
Let's play another song.
Yeah.
Let's play Group Think.
Oh, let's do
We'll do this. He can't there, so we're gonna. We'll do the one. Think about
Divided Themes.
You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. Groupthink. You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. You believe every narrative, even up with Johnson's. Walk to the beat of the maze. mainstream. So unoriginal, so unoriginal. Grooving, what I think. You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. Grooving, what I think. You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. You're just like everybody else. Ain't walking for yourself. Comfortable in the shade of the mainstream. So unoriginal. So unoriginal. Mainstream. So unoriginal. So unoriginal. Joshi, oh, you're Joshi. You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. Joshi, you're Joshi. You believe everything that the mainstream says you should. You believe everything, even out with Johnsons. Comfortable in the shade of the mainstream. You're just like everybody else. Ain't walking for yourself. Walking to the beat of the mainstream.
Woo! Nice. So speaking of mainstream, we gotta go take a break so that the mainstream commercials can play. But we'll be right back after these messages. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll have some more from our buddies here at Route to Revolution. Well, I do want to do the testimony. I'm planning on doing a record on it because it's really cool. I've told a few people and it's really like touched them. I'm telling you, like God has it all figured out. Like the few people that I told needed to hear it because they were questioning. They had some doubt in their heart, and not after my story. But I mean, I had just gone through a divorce. It's been almost 2 years now that I'm going through it, and it's been a bit rough. I've known my wife for 20 years. We raised a daughter together, and she just, fell out of love. Our marriage didn't survive COVID, essentially is what it was. My daughter went through some very rough times with COVID, isolation, developed anxiety, and which is out of character for her because she was a bubbly, happy, sociable butterfly personality, so it was hard on our marriage, and towards the end there we decided to separate, and I tried to save the marriage as best as I could, but I couldn't. She was just had her mind made up. And at that same time, I had left my job here at Woodenware to pursue another job that an even better job, but that fell through because of all the turmoil. then my pastor at my wife's church called me and said, "Hey, Chris, I think it's best that you don't attend church anymore."
Really?
Yeah, yeah, and that because he didn't want to upset my wife and her father because they both went to
They were both
church,
going, yeah.
and the father was the treasurer or whatever. So, you know, I don't know if she said anything. She said that she didn't, but that's besides the point. But you know, the fact that the church kicked me out that broke me.
I would have been a mess.
Yeah, yeah, and at that point, I was by myself in the house. My wife and daughter moved back in with her father. Uh, you know, and I'm just living in this house. I don't have the job anymore. I got no income. Church kicked me out. I mean, it's like a country song. My truck drove away. But yeah, and so there I was, right, just by myself, and you know, I think some people would have just walked away from their faith right then and there, but I didn't because I'm stubborn, but in a good way, maybe. And you know, I started reading the Bible. Yeah, yeah. Um, well, for me, it was like, you know, it was Job, the story of Job of like, here's a man who's righteous in his own right. He's done everything right, and yet he's gotten everything stripped from him to prove a point. The devil's trying to prove a point. But for me, it wasn't the case. When I read the Bible, I decided to, you know, read the Bible, and I did. I read the Bible from cover to cover, and I realized right away I wasn't living the life that you know, God intended us to live, and I was like, oh man, I should have read this book sooner, you know, because at that point I was a Christian by convenience,
Yeah.
and that was kind of the whole lesson, I think. Um, and then the second half of the book, the Bible, you know, the New Testament was just like, oh wow, eye opening. Like God really does love us, and so, but I fought that. I prayed and prayed and prayed throughout this whole period, and as I was reading the Bible, and you know, I said, you know, give me a dream, give me something, and just to touch back, rewind it just a little bit. I think 3 or 4 months before the separation, I had a very vivid dream that my wife and daughter left me, and I was in the house by myself, and it was so real. I woke up with tears.
This is before?
This was before all this happened.
Maybe you're part like clairvoyant also.
Well, maybe I don't. Yeah,
Your fears.
Did you be prepared for
Yeah.
what was inevitable? Because
Something was warning you.
Yeah.
God knew her heart and knew your heart, and knew
Right.
that it probably wasn't going to be conducive to together. You know? And,
yeah. I mean, and that's what it was too. You know, I look back at the relationship, and you know, it was one of those relationships that we made it work for our daughter, which was, you never want to do. You want to be like in love with each other, but yeah. So I had that dream, and at that time I felt after now I'm in it. Now I'm by myself, and I'm, oh my God, that dream came true. So I'm thinking to myself, God, like, okay, you showed me this first half. Show me the second half where everything's okay. Tell me that I can survive this.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't respond. He didn't give me my dream. And after a while, I got mad. I got angry with him. I got angry with God. And finally, I woke up one morning after just hoping for another dream, the dreamless night. I woke up in the morning and I said, God, enough's enough. Like, I don't know what else to do. I don't know. You've been so quiet. I don't understand. Like, this isn't fair. And I'm saying this out
Was it
loud.
tears too?
Yeah, tears. And I was just saying this out loud. And I was like, I just need you to tell me that everything's going to be okay. And not more than a minute, the phone rings. You know, the phone rings, and it's an event that I'm helping out with vendors. And this vendor calls up, says, Chris? And I said, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm calling about the festival, and I'd like to set up. I said, oh, that's great. But before we get into it, God put it on my heart to tell you that you're going to be okay.
Wow.
I kid you not. I kid. Like it was so.
Wow, it was
ins-
serendipitous. It was like, wow.
Yeah, it was so insane. And so I told her like what was going on, and she's like, "Do you have goosebumps? Because I have goosebumps." I'm like, yeah, I have goosebumps. And,
Just
and
gave me goosebumps.
yeah, it's crazy, right? And she said, she said that I almost wasn't going to tell you because I thought it just sounded so ridiculous. Like I don't know you, and I was like, God, why would you put, but, and she's like, it was just last second that I decided to go ahead and
Wow.
go through it. And yeah. And it, right then and there, any doubt, any
Yeah, you knew.
hesitation was
God
gone.
answered you. And
Yeah.
you were crying out to him. Like,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to give you that. Oh, that happens. It's real. Wow. Again,
Yeah.
it's great.
And you always hear these stories, like, or you read the stories in the Bible, and they do affect you, obviously, but when God reaches out to you, like God has so much, my comprehension
Just not
of
listening or looking enough, right? Sometimes.
yeah, my comprehension of God is like, how can he see us all the time, every single one of us? How does he know that we're, there? There's so many of us. And for God to just come out and say, you're going to be okay. Like that's a huge testament of his love and power and it's just, how much he cares about each one of us, and, yeah. So
Amen.
amen. And it changed me for the rest of my life. Any anger, any sadness, any anxiety, all gone.
Yeah.
All gone.
It goes, give it to
4 words,
God.
it's gonna be okay, and 4
Yeah.
words that change your life. Like really.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
yeah, I know I want to make sure when I share that testimony with the world that it's just like that. Like I got to make sure. So, God's kind of like, come on. I'm like,
You need that person that called you to be like, yeah, that happened. I told them that.
yeah, Jacqueline. Yeah, she was, I'm telling you, it's
That's what
Yeah.
we play with love, though. When we come back, we play with love.
Yeah.
We have to play with a love song, right?
yeah. So it was a beautiful experience, and I've been, and now I'm part of a new church. The church found me there in Leominster, and it's I was going, I was living in Leominster with my friend at the time, and then I was looking for a church, and I'm looking at these couple of churches, and I'm like, oh, there's this church over across the street from Johnny Appleseed. I think I want to go to that one, but I don't know what the dress code is. I don't have like all my good dress clothes are gone.
There's no dress code.
Yeah. And so they had I never say this word correctly. Evangelical, thank you. Team out there at Market Basket, and they approached me and they're like, "Hey, are you looking for? You believe in Jesus?" I said, "Of course." They're like, "Are you looking for a church?" And I said, "Actually, I am." And I'm like, "Oh, what church are you from?" She's like, "Well, we're from New Life," and that's the church I was looking at.
Westminster?
No, New Life.
There is a New Life in Westminster.
Yeah, there's a few of them actually,
Yeah.
but this one is in Leominster. It's Pastor David Stewart Jr., but he has a whole pastoral team, and so and I said, yeah, and and I was telling him like, well, I'm going through a divorce. I'm like, oh, we have divorce care, a biblical, guided group of how to navigate divorce, and
Wow.
and I was like, oh my God, that's just crazy. But the irony was like, I was in the process of starting a new life. Here I am at a church called New Life.
Oh, right.
You know?
New Life Church.
New Life Church,
Wow.
and they're oh my God, they were an absolute, and they have been an absolute lifesaver for me. And they've helped me really grow as a Christian and helped me grow in my knowledge.
I've noticed that because I try to go to church most Sundays with my wife and the 2 little boys because I want to give them that foundation. Like I had that foundation growing up. I want to give them that same type of foundation.
Yeah.
What I noticed what's interesting when you go to a service is like usually there's always something that they're talking about that's gonna be pertinent to your life, either for me or
Right.
my wife. They need to
Right.
hear, And when you're doing that together, and you're standing accountable to God for everything.
Yes.
And he's helping you work through those things. When it's a good way. It's just
And that's one of the things I discovered with God is that you're looking for that Moses moment where he comes down into the bush and to speak to you. A lot of times that doesn't. I mean, a lot of times it doesn't happen. What he does instead is he speaks to you through others, and I think that's why we're going through the isolation. The enemy wants us isolated.
Totally. Oh yeah. So, yeah. Masks was
Right.
everything. It was total the evil agenda. This is total Satan
Yeah.
agenda for sure. I completely agree.
Yeah.
Almost like the prince of the world, right? He's like in control of the powers that be are really kind of like
Exactly. He wants to cut off our communication with God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I'm telling you, it's been a journey, and ever since, I'm not necessarily like I'm very always grateful, very thankful, but like now look at this. Like I got a place to live now. I have a job that's like 1,000 times better than all my other jobs in my entire life. I have the studio. I have these great experiences. I have Nikki. I everything has just really been an absolute blessing.
Now you have Route 2 Revolution.
And now I have Route 2 Revolution. That's right. So
No, that's a great story. Thanks for sharing.
yeah, no,
It's
thank you guys for
really,
listening.
Sometimes in that struggle, that deepest, the hardest part is where we find God again. And
Yeah.
it's amazing.
And I'm very thankful for it. Like I do miss my wife. I do keep in touch with my daughter. I miss parts of my former life, but I understand that we go through that turmoil because God wants us to draw closer to Him. You
You
know.
have to loss. You have to suffer to feel the pain, to realize.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I think we all have stories. Like I know I have my personal story when my faith really was like, bam, it was right there, and I needed faith at that time. Like I was, we went across country. We went across country. Went to Hawaii. Went to California. Then we flew to Hawaii. Backpack Hawaii, and there's so much wrong that could happen. There's so much things that could happen, and everything happened right because we believed it would. We believed it would, and if you believe it, and you actually really, if you look openly and actually see the world and see God all around you, they'll talk to you. They'll throw little signs at you, and
Right.
even if you're blind, if your eyes are closed, you won't see it.
Yeah.
And if your eyes are wide open, you'll see
If you
it.
get too caught up in the routine of life, I think that's what happens. You get caught in the routine, caught up just like on the phone. The routine is everything else. So we don't really see it because we're not living outside of that routine. That's why
Yeah.
we travel. We've done a lot of traveling together too, and with Eric and with other friends. When you do that type of traveling, where it's not just like scheduled, and you see how God put people into your like, wow, you're supposed to meet.
Right.
This
Right.
is why this happens. So it's amazing how it works. It's hard to see that sometimes in the regular routine of life.
It is, and our lives nowadays it just gets so bogged down with so much stuff between work and all these other things that are put. It's hard to see that. It's hard to see the gifts that God gave us, the people that puts us in. But once you start paying attention, and once you start keeping your ears and eyes open, you realize really how much God pursues us, and for every soul that turns to God is a victory in heaven. They all cheer.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. I almost want to put that in the podcast. Who knows? Maybe I'll get brave enough.
You can do.
Yeah,
You don't
we-
have to
we
just
believe in everything
do
you
all
said,
types
so-
of different.
Yeah.
Types of podcasts.
Yeah.
You can
That's
do like
part of
a
our
religious
message,
one.
you
You can
know.
do like talk about just different cool religious topics. We talk about different
Yeah.
political topics.
Yeah.
Intersectional of all that and stuff like that. So it's neat.
Well, that's why I have this space, is just so that you can be versatile. Like I'm doing the musical chairs in Massachusetts, but really that's for our musicians, showcase them. And I'm also using that for marketing material to show what the studio can do.
Right. So
But
it's kind of your advertising budget. You're doing this
Yeah.
for free for now, but eventually you want to be able to make some money off it.
yeah, I want to produce other people's shows. But and we've talked about it. Like we can do anything. We can have sports shows. We can have, I talk to my pastor. I'm like, Pastor, like he knows he has 11 million followers, and he's been all over the world. I'm like, come to the studio. We'll do some theology. We'll remote in some others from around the world, and so yeah.
I'm a caterer, so I did a bereavement function at the Bread Bread of Life in
Oh
Westminster.
yeah, okay.
And I'd never been there. I've always driven by it. I never knew, what denomination, what they were all about. So
Right.
we went there, and of course, while setting up, I got to listen to a little bit. And they had singers, and they were singing, and they were singing songs. And
Yeah.
Chris used to be part of a church years ago, and that's what they did. They were all young people, and they were all playing music. And I'd like to get into that a little bit too, to find a church that we can play. Obviously, you're not going to play all of our songs because some of the songs aren't really pertinent to, say, maybe faith and stuff. But we have a lot of songs that we play
I do have some.
that are a lot of faith
Seriously?
songs. Oh, seriously.
I would set you guys up with New Life. So they're huge about music, and that's what I love about them because they do. They
have a few good praise songs.
Yeah.
A few good praise songs. Straight up praise.
They perform live, and they have a fantastic. I'm part of their media team, and they have like a youth group who does that. They'll invite musicians to come down, and they just do like preaching songs and like and.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys are,
we'll do that.
They
We'll
have
do that.
percussion in the church?
yeah, 100%. Yeah, they have a drum cage.
Well, a lot of times when they have musicians, they
yeah.
rotate musicians. So even if they might have one, they still like to have other people come in.
Yes, yeah, exactly. No, I mean, and yeah. Oh my God, they would love you guys. We would love you guys to come down. I'll talk to.
We have a song called "Cannot Serve Two Masters." We have. Actually,
Yeah.
I was in the studio. We did the drum set too.
Oh, okay.
Nailed it, like the first time.
Nice, yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna say we kind of have to because Chris is on a schedule. Right? You have to kind of get back. So do you want to do?
Right.
Because we need to cut it now, or do one more song, or what we think? We have enough?
I think we have a lot. You know what? I think I really am going to use that in the episode. All right, let's.
You can always bring us back for another time, maybe. If you want to do another time, do another. You can do it. It's up to you.
No. We're good. A lot of this stuff is really good. So what?
Are you recording all that? By the way, the whole conversation.
Yeah.
Everything.
Good.
Yeah. So we learned from the first episode. Don't hit the record button. Like, don't turn it off. Leave it on.
It's true. All right.
Because you never know what you're gonna capture.
Yeah, Chris eventually wants to do like a compilation of me yelling at people in the hallway to be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, this is great, guys. I really appreciate you coming down. Let's do one more.
Okay.
All right.
You're gonna play the tambourine?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
for a Nikki first,
Studio participation.
a studio
Are we
first.
supposed to be changing places here? Like, what is?
Paper plate gonna be in the way of the taking the pictures though? Like, is that gonna be? You gonna see
It's
that?
been there the whole time.
I've been there the whole time.
No, it's out of camera.
Okay.
I think it is. Yeah. It is.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, people, we're gonna switch spots.
Freedom Road. Okay.
I'm gonna go behind. I'm gonna go behind the scenes here.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Freedom Road.
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
this.
Freedom Road. Yeah. Wait, we have to wait. Yeah, wait, please. So actually, let's. Can you hear everything? Yeah, put up my vocals just a little bit in my own headphones. Check. Oh yeah.
Nikki. So this is what it's like being over here. Hi, people. And then there's Nikki. Oh my gosh, she's so excited.
Her seat looks more comfortable than yours.
He has arms.
Yes. This seat's like really cozy. It's gonna.
Oh, I was planning on like being mobile. It's like
Oh, but see if you do that, you go right off the camera.
I know.
I bet you didn't. I bet no part of you thought you were gonna be playing a tambourine to a song.
I should just bring my tambourine and leave it in the studio.
Yeah.
Hang up a shaker and a tambourine.
There we go.
Have in the studio.
All right, guys. Well, if you're gonna do that, are you gonna?
I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna
You're gonna
travel
travel?
back and forth. I can see what you're doing.
Okay, but do you want me to move that camera a little bit? Nah. Okay. Okay. Here we go, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready, Nikki?
I'm ready.
Okay. Wow, nice. Let's get.
That was
Oh,
fun.
that was fun.
That's a great show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good timing.
Welcome to the revolution.
Revolution. You know what? You know what, Nikki?
Yes, Christopher.
I'm going to have you sign us off with all the. You know what? You don't have to follow my format. There's a lot there.
Okay. It's a lot of pressure. Wow.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of firsts right here.
A lot of firsts.
First band, first time I'm playing an instrument with a band here. Yeah, signing off to the people. Yeah.
So why don't you send us off? First, I just wanted to just, real quick just say thank you guys for coming down and doing this. This is so much fun.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Nikki, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Again, we have Eric, Marcus, and Chris. And give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share. Musical Chairs of Massachusetts. Also follow our studio, Chris Square Broadcasting, and be a nice human. Bye.
Ooh, bye, people. Let's say bye. Bye. Peace.
See ya.